How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep, and welcome back to another installment of Drap Chat. I have been watching a lot of my older videos lately. I don't do that often, by the way. I don't sit here watching all of my old stuff and be like, yeah, I made this. No, this is something I've recently been doing. And it's kind of interesting because I feel like I'm opening a time capsule. I've been doing this for 10 years. And all this content was back in 2016. Despite, looking at my older videos and seeing that, all my videos are uploaded in 2020, I have a really good explanation for that, okay? You see, the first time that happened was because there was like a lawsuit that was happening where a lot of content creators that were Let's Players were getting sued. And I was kind of making Let's Plays also. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to get sued with my 2 subscribers. I'm going to get sued. Yeah, I was really naive. Okay, I was. So I I deleted my content, and nothing happened. Everything blew over. But you say I didn't save my content, so I pretty much couldn't upload anything. I couldn't re-upload it. So I just started making more, and then COPPA happened, where a lot of people were getting in trouble because they were trying to prevent YouTube from advertising to kids. And they're like, if your videos involve an anime character or a recognizable like Disney character or something like that, like something that was recognizable that kids could see and they would know what it is, then you're going to get your channel deleted. And a lot of people did get their channels deleted. And here I am for the second time in a row, like a doofus. Oh no, my 500 subscribers. I don't want to lose my content. And a part of me kind of knew nothing was going to happen, right? But like, just to be on the safe side, I deleted everything. But this time I saved everything, okay? I learned my lesson from the first time. Not fully, because I did delete the videos, but I kind of remembered my lesson from the first time and saved them this time, okay? And so when it all inevitably blew over, I re-uploaded my videos back onto YouTube like an idiot, thinking to myself, yeah, that I could have guessed that was going to happen. I could have guessed that was going to blow over, and nothing was going to come of that. And yeah, then I realized not everything got saved properly. Some of that footage was corrupted and did not save properly. And I had already deleted the footage, so that was cool. Not everything got re-uploaded, unfortunately. And that's why everything looks like it's uploaded in 2020. All right, that's the thing right there. It's something I kick myself about a lot, that I fell for it twice. And a lot of this is because a lot of content creators were talking about it, though. Like, there was a lot of videos that were coming out and they were just like, oh no, did you know that all these people are such and such and that's what's gonna happen? I'm like, oh, okay. I guess this is another thing to worry about. But that's the thing, though. They don't care. They're only covering that subject because that's what's most relevant right now. Like, they'll only talk about it because everyone else is talking about it and they want those views. So it's pretty much clickbait. Like, they're literally only talking about that said thing because it's popular. And a lot of times they're not really giving all of the information. They're pretty much giving you bits and pieces from what they heard someone else say. So I hate that. I really do. And I think I hate it because I fell for it twice. That's why that's why I hate it. But I didn't fall for it anymore since then. Like when TikTok was getting banned, yeah, I didn't believe it. So I did nothing, and would you look at that? It blew over. Now, of course, it did get banned for like 24 hours, but I still didn't delete the app because I learned my lesson finally. And when it came back, everyone was like, I can't get back on the app. What do I do? I can't find a download. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have deleted it. Huh? Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Now, of course, I didn't say that too loudly because, I fell for that same trap twice. So I don't have much room to stand on here. Like, yeah, I get it. I get it, honestly. But having a lot of my life time capsuled like this, to have it archived, looking back on what I used to find funny and how I used to edit my videos, is kind of nice. Because it shows me where I've been and where I am now. And a lot of those jokes are cringe, man. I'll be honest. A lot of the things I used to find funny, not that funny. But one thing I do notice is how camera shy I was. Oh my god, I was so camera shy. I would do Let's Plays and would probably say like maybe 4 or 5 things in the whole video. So I remember in order to break myself out of that, I started doing the epic vlogs, which was pretty much a cell phone vlog where I would force myself to talk for about 10 minutes. Kind of like now. Kind of like now, where I have a drap chat. I'm trying to force myself to keep talking for 10 minutes. But for epic vlog, I would actually force myself to talk for 10 minutes and then I would upload the footage as is. No edits. And that kind of like recordings gave me such social anxiety because like I knew if I messed up at all, that's in there. That's going on to the internet. So for one, it helped me with my improving. You know, I I had to think of words on the spot to keep going for 10 minutes. And it also got me used to, well, talking, especially in public, because I was doing these outside in front of other people where they could see me. And okay, yeah, I still get a little social anxiety when I try recording in public spaces. A lot of it's because I feel like they're staring at me. Like, I feel like people are watching me while I'm holding a camera facing my face, okay? Facing at me. Of course, people are going to be staring. But something that helps me is whenever I'm out in public and I come home afterwards, I try to think of like, how did I even notice anybody? Can I even remember what anyone looked like? So the next time I go outside, I try to like purposely find people to look at. And then when I get back, I try to see if I can remember any details about that person. And I can't remember anything. I'm purposefully looking for people to stare at. I can't remember a thing. I can't remember anything about them. What they're wearing, what they were doing, nothing. And that kind of helps me a lot when I try to hype myself up to recording in public. Is that I try to like imagine, okay, so if I stare at someone right now and I go home, I'm not going to remember anything about them. So if someone is to stare at me while I'm recording, when they go home, they're probably not going to remember anything. They're probably going to, they'll probably remember there was some dude recording, but they're not going to remember what, right? They're not going to remember any major details about me. People are mostly in like their own world. They got their own thing going on. They're in their own headspace and they're kind of, doing their own thing. So when they come across somebody recording themselves, they'll probably for like a couple of seconds like, ha, that guy's a content creator. And then move on. They're probably going to go back to their day. They're probably going to go back to doing whatever it was that they were doing. And then you're just over there having a panic attack because you think they're judging you and they're looking at you. When really they're trying to remember why they forgot their shopping list and now they have to remember all the things they have to buy. Unless, of course, you're like recording them personally. They'll remember that. They'll remember that if you turn the camera away from your own face and at them, they'll probably remember that a lot better. But for me, for one, I always ask permission if I'm going to record someone or if I'm going to record in a building. I always ask for permission. Which, by the way, if you ask for permission in a building, this is what's really wild. A lot of the times, the people who like you ask, hey, is it cool if I record in here? A lot of the times they'll be like, oh yeah, sure. Also, if you want, let me take you in the back where the break room is. There's some cool stuff back there if you want to record that. That has happened a lot to me where I'm like, hey, is it cool if I record in here? And you'll see it in like the 1 minute vlogs, right? Like sometimes I'll get like some interesting footage of certain things on the wall. The people who work there told me to record those things. Those are the people that record, like, when I go in there, they're like, oh, just so you know, if you go back there near the staff room, yeah, there's some cool stuff I want you to record to add to your vlogs. Okay. And what's interesting is that, like, a lot of these companies, they like my video. I've had so many companies go to my vlogs, either on Instagram, sometimes TikTok, and they'll like it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the company. Which, they probably found it because I tagged them in it or something. But it's still kind of an interesting feeling of like, I asked, so they just kind of like opened the doors for me and let me record more. And the same thing with people. Whenever I ask them if it's cool if I record you because I like your shirt, or like I like your dog, because like a lot of times I'll see that they have a cool dog and I want to record their dog. A lot of times they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Also, let me show you this cool trick my dog knows. And then they'll show me, and I'm like, that's so cool. So for me, I just enjoy asking for permission, and that really helps me with my social anxiety. So I still suffer with it. It never went away. Even though the epic vlogs were supposed to help cure me of it, there was no curing it. I've learned valuable tools to better it, but no, I still haven't. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in.